Shalom. I'd like to start out by giving all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and I've got this USA Today article pulled up. Just flashed on got a notification for it, so I checked it out. And it's Esau going into this doomsday clock because he sees that his days are numbered. And he's got just a little time left. And so they've come up with this clock to show how close they are to the end of their own society. But getting into it, it says scientists to deliver a warning about nuclear war with Doomsday Clock 2024 announcement. So they do know that it all ends with the nukes. And that's actually biblical, prophetic. It's going to go out in nuclear fire. It says, almost that time again, time for the annual update of the Doomsday Clock, the symbol of how close the world is to civilization-ending catastrophe. First set in 1947, the Doomsday Clock warns humanity about how close or far we are to destroying our world with our own dangerous technologies. And that's just what the Edomites do. They are as death and hell. They destroy everything, so they know eventually they're going to destroy this world and destroy their power. It says, it is a metaphor, a reminder of the perils we must address if we are to survive on the planet, according to the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, which sets the symbolic time each January. It says, in recent years, the clock's settings have mostly reflected the risk of nuclear war and the dangers of uncontrolled climate change. And that climate change they're talking about the changing of the climate between the people. You could tell that, or you can see that power is waning with the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white people, and it's growing within Jacob, and they're worried about this power change, this transition of power. It's not really anything to do with climate change. Climates change up and down, left to right. It's all what to the will of the Lord. But this rulership, this power structure will change. There's going to be a translation of the kingdoms. It says, for unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to the next. And that's the climate change they're worried about. Since this year, the clock will be updated on Tuesday, January 23rd at 10 a.m. in Washington, D.C. The last announcement in January 2023 came before the beginning of the Israel-Hamas war, but amid nuclear tension surrounding Russia's invasion of Ukraine. What is the Doomsday Clock? The clock has been maintained by the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists since 1947. The group was founded in 1945 by University of Chicago scientists who had helped develop the first nuclear weapons in the Manhattan Project. And so they knew that them creating that was going to lead to their extinction, to their destruction. And it will. It says the day is coming that shall burn as an oven. And all the proud, and watching that Oppenheimer movie, you see that they were talking about how this weapon was going to lead to fewer wars, which is just a thought fallacy. Why would producing a weapon lead to fewer wars and to peace? It's getting rid of those weapons that leads to peace. Shows how backwards Esau is. But back to the article, it says the scientists created the clock in 1947 using the imagery of apocalypse. And that goes into the revealing. But the apocalypse is midnight, and the contemporary idiom of nuclear explosion, countdown to zero, to convey threats to humanity and the earth. Each year, experts from the bulletin decide whether the events of the previous year pushed humanity closer to or further from destruction. The clock conveys how close we are to destroying our civilization with dangerous technologies of our own making, according to the group. And yeah. Oh, here's some of the times. So it says Doomsday Clock Extremes in 2023, 90 seconds to midnight. Mounting dangers because of the war in Ukraine. The clock moves to 90 seconds to midnight, the closest to global catastrophe it has ever been. Looking down at 91, it was 17 minutes away. It says the Cold War ends, U.S. and Russia reduce nuclear arsenals. In 1953, the U.S. tested its first hydrogen bomb in November of 1952, so that moved it closer. But you can see it's closer as in Esau's world ending, and then further away when they think they have less of a reason for the world to end. Well, that's about it on that. Let's get into the scriptures, because Esau's days are numbered, and it's really for the good of the world for them to come out of power, for this age to end, this eon. So Malachi chapter 4 verse 1 says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble." So the day is coming where these nukes are going to be launched off, and that day will be hot, hotter than any oven that exists, and it's going to burn up the Edomites in their power structure, as well as wicked Israelites and the other heathen. But primarily it's going to hit Babylon, which is America, and the land of Israel, because Israel needs to be cleaned, and Babylon will just be an example to everyone. And it says, "And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts. Then it shall leave them neither root nor branch." So there's going to be nothing left for the Edomites as far as their power goes. There'll be a remnant of them left, because they have to serve out their 1,000 years of captivity. But these nukes, which they created, are going to come to their own destruction, and it's all their fault. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and verse 9. It says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth." So that at the end of the world, with that doomsday clock, they're thinking it's the complete end of all humanity, all of the earth. But the earth will abide forever. The Lord made it for man to exist on. But these nukes are going to basically help turn a page in the ages of the world. This age has been Esau's world, and the next one's Jacob. And it says the first will be last, and the last will be first. Esau was born first, and so they got their portion first. But Jacob, the Israelites, are the ones that get the blessings. And so the next world to come will be Jacob's, will be Israel's, and that kingdom will last forever and ever. There will be no war. Everything will be in order. Won't be polluted like this dirty world that we're in, and everything will be great. It's the book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. "Seeing his days are determined," and those nuclear scientists were able to see this, They see that the days are numbered once they invented those nuclear weapons. So seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, because the Lord set a time limit on Esau's rulership. They have a temporary blessing, but it comes to an end. And that's what those nuclear scientists were trying to say when they invented that clock. Once it gets to midnight, their time is done. It says, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. And the Lord had to do that because they are a destructive and violent people. If you let them stay in power, they would just chew up the whole earth. They would completely destroy everything, all life on this planet, especially with the technology that they have. Like, nuclear weapons are no joke, and they are very close to being able to just explode everything. And they're like that, little spoiled children that they can't have the power and rulership. They're just going to destroy it for everyone. But the Lord's not going to let that happen. He is going to let them get a lot of destruction in, because the Lord wants this earth to be cleansed. And some of that cleansing pertains to the people with their minds so polluted. They just have to be cleansed and born back in. But this destruction that's coming is a good thing, because once Esau is taken out of the way, the earth will be in order. No more pollution, no more war, no more lies. And it's just going to be heavenly. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, or Chakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.